Hey everyone, this is Eason and welcome back to another video. And today we're looking at unitary versus federal states. Yeah, that's about what we're looking into. So the difference between a unitary and federal state is that the unitary has a large national government that doesn't really share power between its regional governments, but a federal state shares that power. So the national and regional government's power, processes, all of that stuff is shared. And we're going to look at some effects and pros and cons of unitary and federal governments with some practice questions. See what you know and see what you're going to know. So unitary government, strong national government, federal government, shared regional governments. A lot of the times it is a strong regional government. We could see that more than a strong national government. But the power is, of course, shared. We see this in the United States with the 10th Amendment. Power that is not written in the Constitution or reserved for the national government is given to the states, which is the regions of the United States. So we see that with the 10th Amendment. And that means the United States is a federal government. Alright, let's get into this. So, which form can pass laws more efficiently? Which federal or unitary will pass laws quicker, easier, in, small amount of time? They won't have as many struggles. Well, that's going to be our unitary government. The unitary government, they're going to be making laws at the national government. Those regional governments aren't going to have much say. That's not going to be shared around the regional and national government. With a federal government, these laws might be shared. Sometimes when the national government makes a law, the regional governments adapt it to their region, or they refuse to have it. They may have to vote on that law to pass. And if some regions don't vote on it, then the law doesn't pass. So that could take a slower and less efficient time to pass laws. Sometimes a certain region will have a law, and all the other regions will not, and there could be problems that arise with that. We've seen that with a lot of Supreme Court cases that have been found unconstitutional if you take it AP US government. Which form may not have concerns addressed more, especially about minority groups or local areas? Well, this one seems pretty easy. It's unitary governments. These regional governments, if they pass laws, they may be passing laws that affect their region. In the United States, Arkansas is not going to pass, the Arkansas government's not going to pass a law that is, they won't pass a law. Let's say they're having an issue about people stealing from stores. They're not going to decrease the fine for stealing at a store because New York is not having problems with it, but Arkansas is. No, they're going to be making laws that affect their region. And the national governments, since they don't share that power, they don't hear these concerns from regional governments, they're going to be passing laws that affect the whole area. So let's say the crime rate in a country goes up 50%. However, it's only in a certain area. They're going to raise the fines and punishments for those crimes for the whole country. So let's say there's a minority group that is extremely popular in a region. Let's say the Mormons in Utah. Utah will pass laws based off a majority in that state, that region. But a majority in a region may not be the majority in a country. And we see that with the Mormons in Utah in the United States. So hopefully you hear what I'm saying with this. Which form may have public service offered at the local levels? This one's going to be your federal states, because local levels, they're going to be offering their own public service that affects their level, their region only. Maybe they need a subway, a metro, a trolley at their local level. We're going to be seeing that with our federal governments. That power is going to be given to the regional governments to make public service for their regions. Which form has local level corruption reduced? So what is the chance of local level corruption being reduced? Which form of government or form of state is that? That's going to be your unitary states. Local level corruption is going to be reduced. Let's say the regional government passes laws, passes a bunch of rules and procedures that fails, and there's big problems. Well, we're going to be seeing that with our federal states more, so there could be a higher chance of corruption. These regional governments, regional areas, aren't going to have much say or power in their state, so corruption is going to be reduced because they may be making less mistakes. If there is going to be corruption in the unitary government, it's going to be at that national level. Alright, let's get to the next question. Which form has devolutionary procedures increase? So what might have more devolution than the other? So what's going to have increased devolution? This is going to be your federal government. We see this with the 10th Amendment in the United States. We're going to be seeing a lot of power go from the federal state, from the national government to that regional government. We're going to see power passed on from the top to low. We see this with the 10th Amendment. Any power not reserved to the national government goes to the regional government. That's an example of devolution. Which form keeps cultural identity better? What can keep the cultural identity of their state? So which one is this? Think about this for a second. This is going to be your federal government. It's going to be keeping that cultural identity better, especially in those regional areas. If you think of the Mormons in Utah, which is a region in the United States, a state, which is a region in the United States of America, they could be keeping that cultural identity. People think of Utah as that, that Mormon religious area. And cultural identity creates, the culture, the sense of place, and all of that. We're going to see that more with our federal states. Alright, this is a skill check. Try to complete it in under 25 minutes. You guys know what to do. Write these out. It'll help you. But that's the end of the video. We'll learn about the difference between unitary and federal governments. We'll learn about pros and cons to them, comparing them. We contrasted them, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. Join my Discord server. The link is in the description. Like the video. It helps me out. Want to leave some criticism? Leave a comment down below. It really does help me out to see your criticism and what I need to do better or to just keep doing. Thank you so much for watching, and adios.